Welcome to Scott Cooks. Today, let's continue with our gourmet theme. We're going to be doing some chuck steak with a heavy cream beef broth sauce, all in the Ninja Foodi. Man, this is going to be a good one. Stay tuned. Alright, now the trick to this one is room temperature, y'all. So, about a half an hour before you start cooking, you want to go ahead and get your steak out and get your seasoning on it and let it get to room temperature. You're going to need at least 30 minutes. And you know what I'm going to use, but I'm going to show you anyway. Alright. And normally I just touch it, but for this recipe, we actually need to get it on pretty heavy. Just press it down so you don't lose half of it when you flip it. We're going to run this on pretty heavy, guys. You can also use kosher salt, cracked black pepper, stuff like that. And here we go for the next 30 minutes. Actually, mine's already been sitting out about 5. Be back in a few. Let's go over some ingredients. Gonna need some, let's see here. You're gonna need your salt and pepper. Of course, I'm gonna use the Himalayan. You're gonna need some onions, 1/4 cup of onions. You're gonna need a 1/4 cup of some sort of cognac or brandy. I'll be using this. Check out the bottle, by the way. Is that the most awesome bottle you've ever seen? It wraps all the way around it. This is good too. What else? We're going to need a cup of beef broth. We're going to need a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And chopped parsley is optional. I won't be using the chopped parsley tonight. And that's about it. To get this thing started, we're going to have to sear these steaks. And I mean on a really high heat. So let's go ahead and get that rolling. Alright guys, go ahead and put your Foodi on sear saute on high. Now you probably know I don't use high very often, but in this situation I will be using it. What we want to do is get your oil almost smoking hot, literally. Canola, olive, and in my case grapeseed, good choices. Going to need about 2 tablespoons, that depends on how much steak you're going to be cooking. That ought to do it right there for me. What we're going to do is get this oil really hot. It won't take long. And then we're going to cut it back to medium high. And we're going to drop our steaks in. And we're going to use some tongs. And we're going to just flip the steaks when they're no longer stuck to the bottom. And I figure that's only going to be about, probably about 3 to 4 minutes. And then we're going to flip them. And here's the interesting part. When we flip these, we're not going to cook them as much on the other side. We're actually going to drop the temperature to medium and only give them about 2 minutes on the other side. I'll explain why later. It just makes, well, I'll just tell you now, it just makes it easier to control the temperature, the air quotes. Where's my other finger? Air quotes. The doneness of your steak. You may have noticed mine are thin. I'm going to bring that up for you again. They're pretty thin. So these are not going to need very much time. So they're going back in, but that's the initial sear. Anyway, let's get them hot. Let's get the oil hot. All right, while the oil is getting hot, and it's starting to sizzle already down there, I'm going to just cut up my onion. Cut it any way you guys like your onion. Mine's just going to be a rough cut. I'll show you. Cut it into rings, whatever you prefer. I'm just doing a rough cut like that. Always like to get something done while I'm waiting on something else. I don't know if that's just me or what, but I always feel like I need to be doing something when I'm in the kitchen. I hate just standing around waiting for things. All right, I'm gonna get my microphone close to this. You hear that? Drop the temperature. Put your steaks in. cut mine into 3 different pieces. All right, lay them down flat. Now the hard part, don't touch them. Don't touch them, guys. I know you want to get in there and move things around and jiggle stuff, and leave them alone. Check the time. It's 5:47, well now it's 5:48 here. So like 5:53 is when I'll do the initial look. If these were thicker, I'd probably go 4 minutes, so I'm gonna go 3 minutes. I'm gonna be shooting for about 145 on the temperature scale. And that's about medium to medium well. We won't check the temperature until we flip them over. I'm gonna be using a digital thermometer. I think I said a minute ago we were going to put these back in. I'm incorrect. I spoke incorrectly. You're going to get these to the temperature you want them right now. Pull them. You're going to tint them with a little aluminum foil, and then we're going to build the sauce. So these are not going to go back in. I've tried to edit that out, but I probably won't be able to. So, hey, I'm only human, right? Always have some nice clean kitchen scissors standing by. All I'm gonna do is clip the edge. And there you go. It's pretty flat. Let it go. Let it sear. And obviously, as I stated before, we're gonna drop it to medium on this side. Check the time, give it about 2 minutes. And we're gonna check temperature. Now you may have noticed a significant decrease in the sizzle. That is because I switched it to medium, and that is so we can control our temperature. If we just left it on medium high or high, we would sear the heck out of this bottom and not be properly cooked in the middle. Let's just see where we are. Now what you don't want to hit the bottom of the Foodi, you just want to get it in the meat. And I'm not sure if you can see this, but I'll let you know where we're at. 120. 130, 140, 145. So we're there, guys. And another good test is when you pull it out, does it bleed? Ever so slightly. So that would be medium right there. Don't forget, this is going to sit on a plate for under a tint of aluminum foil for about 10 minutes while we make the sauce, so it will continue to cook. Let's get them on the platter. On the platter, I'm gonna grab my aluminum foil, cover them up. Let's go make some sauce. All right, we'll be using the cognac to deglaze with. So we're gonna start by throwing in our onions. Leave it on medium, by the way. Put the onions in there. Start cooking those down. Leave them in about 2 minutes. We're gonna put a 1/4 cup of the cognac in, or brandy, whatever you got. Cognac or brandy. I wouldn't use a whiskey. Don't think that'll taste right with this dish. A little to cook with, a little for Scott. Cheers, guys. It's pretty good. Smooth. Strong too, but smooth. We're going to cook that down, that alcohol. So we're going to have very little alcohol. No, I'm going to have no alcohol content in this. We'll have some of the flavor, of course. And the flavor is pretty darn good. I'm gonna cook those onions just a couple more minutes or seconds. All right, we've got ourselves a 1/4 cup Cognac. We're going to boil that away. Okay. Now I may need to raise the temperature, and what I'm doing is deglazing. So as it simmers and steams, we're getting those bits off the bottom like that. So we're going to boil most of that away. If we need to raise it to medium high, we will. Let's just see what we're doing here. You know me, I like to slow cook, so that's a good simmer. I'm going to leave it there. Just get in here and scrape down the bottom every once in a while. That's the whole point of what we're doing. Liquid's almost gone. Fantastic smells coming out of this kitchen today. All right, when you get to the point here where there's basically no liquid remaining, you got 1 cup of beef broth. One cup of beef broth. And we are also going to cook that one down. Since we have a whole cup, we're going to move this up to medium high. Get this guy boiling pretty quick here. Won't take about a minute. One thing about the Foodi, it heats quick. While I'm doing that and all that noise you hear over there, I'm getting the whipping cream ready. Going to need a half a cup of whipping cream. That'll be the final step. For the sauce anyway. Alright, let's start cooking that broth down. That's what we're after, guys. Continue with the scraping of the bottom. Pretty clean now. Get all them flavors in there. Alright, we're going to cook this down. Not till it's all the way gone, but mostly gone. Looking good, guys. Looking good. All good things take time, as you know. Try to make this entertaining while I'm stirring, because stirring things is not very entertaining. Anyway, you see that line? You see that little line right there? See it? Just got covered up. That's what we're going for. That's our test. When I can draw a line through there, that's the thickness that I want this broth to be. So I need to be able to, well, I'm either going to get to the point where I can draw a line, or this center portion of the bottom will be clear, because as it evaporates, it's going to move to the outside edges. The bottom of the Foodi is slightly curved down. Helps with the airflow. Alright, I think I can show you how thick this is becoming. So I can start to draw lines in it. See that? And they're not getting covered up. So we are reducing, thickening, and turning in to one unbelievable sauce. It's restaurant quality, guys. This kind of stuff here, sorry. This kind of stuff here on a steak in a restaurant, you're looking at a $30, $40, $50 meal here. Or you can do it at home in the Foodi. Alright, it's just about right. It's time for that cream. Now I've got a half a cup of heavy cream. And we are also going to bring this to a boil. When this comes to a boil, the sauce is complete. Of course, that was room temperature, so that's going to cool that down for a minute. But I think you can get this flavor in your head right now. Cognac, beef broth, heavy cream, Himalayan pink salt, pepper, garlic, what did I forget? Onions, a little bit of beef that was stuck to the bottom, getting mixed up in there. And to top it off, we're going to throw a little more seasoning in it. This is intentional, guys. I don't usually use very much. This is intentionally a heavy seasoned meal. This is what you want. Alright, we're already sizzling. That was really quick. I'm going to call it. Foodi is off. Let's get this, let's get this plated for you and see what's going on here. Alright guys, there you have it. Heavily seared steak in the Ninja Foodi with a reduced cognac beef broth onion sauce. Gorgeous. This is going to be served with some homemade stuffing and some fresh frozen string beans. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Click the like button. Click the bell for notifications. Leave me some comments. Check the description. Patreon links, ingredients, stuff like that. Don't forget to click the like button for me. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.